What's up, everyone? It's Zach, and today I'm here with a very special guest. I am here with Ali Zakaria. Ali, how are you doing today?
How are you, Zach? How are you? It's nice to be with you.
Good, I'm doing well. It's good to be with you too. Ali is joining us all the way from Egypt, actually. He is a best-selling author in Cairo, Egypt,
Yeah,
and also does some consulting with authors and for marketing for authors and their work that they create. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's a little bit about Ali, but do you mind kind of talking a little bit more about who you are, your
yeah,
background, all that good stuff?
yeah. Actually, you might don't know this, but I'm a judge in the family court like for 7 years now. But I have a passion for writing and human development and like creating motivational content in general. So I also wrote one book called The Forgotten Art of Happiness, and it was translated into Arabic and French and Spanish. And also, I've just published something called the Notebook of Happiness. It's an interactive notebook that can boost your happiness through guided journaling. And now I'm like also consulting people on how to write, publish, and market their books. And the next chapter of my life that I'm preparing for it now is to publish with a major New York publisher. So I'm preparing for this chapter now.
That's super exciting, and it sounds like you have a lot going on and you're a pretty busy guy.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I love like when I studied happiness for like 4 years, I found out that happiness is like having something like big part of being happy is having something meaningful that makes you busy. So
Mm.
boredom can make you very sad, and and being busy of something that you hate it makes you really sad. But you have to find something that is meaningful to you and make yourself busy doing it. So this is what yeah, applying the concept that I have learned throughout studying happiness for the last 5 or 6 years.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Because I think about times where maybe I'm just laying on the couch all day and I'm not doing anything, and I just feel like sad. Like I don't really have
Yeah,
like nothing's happened in my life. It's just like I'm kind of bored. I'm not doing anything, so I feel sad. And I think you brought up a good point that it's about finding something meaningful for us to
yeah.
do. But I know that that can be hard for some people. So do you have any,
Uh,
advice or how someone could go about finding what is meaningful for them to do?
yeah, that's a very like long process that it's like process of self-awareness and knowing yourself. It's like more deep than finding a task to do. It's deeper than this. It's about knowing who you are and be aware of yourself and be aware of your emotions and thoughts and your patterns and what excites you and know what is excitement for you and know and like monitor the sensations in your body that when you are excited. So the first step is like mastering your emotion, mastering the instrument of your life, which is your body. Know how your body and your mind function, and after that, uh, trial and error. Like you have to try a lot of stuff. Also, career assessment on the internet can help you a lot. Also, a career coach can help you a lot with finding your passion. Also, there is an questionnaire website of the University of Pennsylvania. It has a lot of questionnaire about it's like evaluating the rate of happiness, your strengths, what you love to do. So you can go to this. We can also like put this link in the notes of this podcast,
Hmm.
the questionnaire hub of University of Pennsylvania. So you have to try all of this stuff combined, and after like I have tried like 12 fields before finding that writing and human development is my passion. So it took me like around like 10 years to find what I love. So it's a long process, and and if you want to live a happy life, it's not easy to live a happy life. It's very easy to live a sad life. So it will take a lot to find what you love.
Definitely, and I really appreciate you sharing that perspective because I think like a lot of people maybe get discouraged when they can't find their passions or figure out what's meaningful to them. And you might see people on social media that are like, oh yeah, I figured out this is what I love, and it took me like, a year or something. But to know for you, like it took like 10 years. It is a
Mhm.
process, and like you
Yeah,
said, it's a lot of trial and error.
yeah, it's
And
a journey of knowing yourself also, not also finding it something that you love to do. Not, it's about knowing yourself and like deconstructing all the beliefs that you had about life and money and everything, and like construct again new beliefs that are self-made.
hmm,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
definitely. And
yeah.
how can someone start doing that?
To be honest with you, it starts with pain. It starts with like you you are suffering from something in your life, and you are not settling down for the normal life or the average life, or you are like know there is more into life, or you are like jealous of someone who's living a life that you want to live. So it starts with pain. Like you have a pain that pushing you to start this research and start like seeing videos and like taking quizzes and like asking people. So it starts always with pain, and after that you start researching. Like you start um, watching videos on YouTube, like following people, talking to people, going to courses, reading books, and after that experimenting. Like you try something for a month or two, and you find out that you don't love it. So it always starts with like I, I don't like generalizing on all people, but it starts to me with pain. Like there is more into life more than a job, even it's a very prestigious as being a judge. But it starts with like I know there is more into life.
That's really
Mm,
interesting. And,
mm,
I like how you said, you know, it's more than like your job or your title. And I know you said kind of in your introduction, you're a judge and you've been a judge for a while. And, I'm not too knowledgeable on how that works. And, we're in different countries, so things might be
yeah,
different, but it sounds like a pretty prestigious job,
yeah,
pretty good job. Maybe, a good financial job,
yeah.
as well. So if you have that good job, that job with prestige, what made you want to kind of say, well, hey, like this is cool, but I want to do what I'm passionate about. I want to pursue writing and human development.
Uh, there are a lot of reasons that push me to do this. The first reason is also I'm obsessed with legacy. Like after I'm going to die, there's I want to leave something valuable to humanity. Like and the easiest way to do this is to write books. Like you can do a lot of other stuff to leave a legacy, but the easiest way is to write books. And if you like think about all the people that we are talking about now, most of them are had written books. So I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave something valuable to humanity. Also, I wanted to express myself because I feel like when you are in a very strict job as being a judge, you are not like it's not welcome to express yourself as you are. It's like you have to be very formal and like to behave in a certain way. So I want to express myself in a very creative way. Also, to be honest, I wanted something to like. I want always I want to have options in my income and my money. So I wanted something also to like when you rely only on one source of income, like that's very risky.
Hmm.
So you have to have another way to do this. Um, all of these reasons combined made me like pursue this career in writing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think those are really good reasons. And you mentioned the next chapter of your life is to, move to the States. Specifically, you mentioned New York to kind of pursue more of your author career and everything. Now, do you think, and I know it might be hard to say, but do you think that's what the future looks like for you? And maybe you're going to, leave the judge career behind, or do you think that would be like something temporary, or maybe something, again, I'm not too familiar how it works, but like maybe something to do in the States as well?
No, my plan is not to leave being a judge. a 3 months vacation or 3 months off,
Okay.
and go to the States and like meet some like, because uh, it's not like in the publishing industry in Egypt. We don't have a system here, but in the States, when I researched, I'm always researching the publishing industry. So in the States, you have to have an agent, a very good agent, and this is like 70% of the process. And if you have a good agent, they can introduce you to a very good publisher and get you a very good book deal. But the problem is to have an agent like to represent you. So I want to travel to the States to have like to maybe attend some seminars about uh, agents and representer for me as an author. Maybe I can go to some literary agency and meet like the management, and maybe some other opportunities can come up when I'm there. Like I'm gonna be in the place uh, that I had dreamed to be, because like the dream that I always think about, like I'm very obsessed with it, is to be a New York Times best-selling author. So like I'm there is no day that can pass without me thinking about being a New York Times best-selling author. So I want to go to the place that makes people New York Times best-selling author.
Yeah.
So maybe I will fail. Maybe I will get into something else. Maybe I will maybe be an author in a magazine or whatever. But I think that going there will give me more realistic view about where I am and what I can get, because it's like very hard to get published by a um, major publisher in the US. Like I want only three, like Simon Schuster, HarperCollins, and Penguin Random House. Yeah, maybe Hachette is a very good publisher also, but I only want this like three or four publishers, and this is all of the authors in the world want to publish with these publishers. So it's gonna be very hard, but I feel that um, I'm gonna regret it all my life if I didn't do it. But
Hmm.
it's also in the thinking phase now. Like I'm brainstorming with people that my friend that lives in the US, my friend that lives here, who live here, but also like work in the publishing industry. So I'm like collecting information. Also, I'm contacting agents, and I'm always also finishing the manuscript of the book to be ready for submission. So like it may take like 3 or 4 months to have a very solid idea on what I'm gonna do when I go there. So I'm not rushing it, because it's like it's gonna be very good if I prepared for it. But if I just go without like preparing, who am who am I gonna meet, or what am I gonna do? It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're putting a lot of time and effort into making this dream come true. And I totally agree with you that, who knows, I guess, what would happen or what will happen when you go to the States and pursue this dream of yours.
Yeah,
But if you don't do it, you probably will find yourself living with that regret, right? So it's
yeah.
better to put yourself out there and to try it and see what could happen instead of sitting back and not doing it and thinking, well, what if I did that? What if I tried that? At least you'll know. And I have a good feeling that it will go well for you, man.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lose anything. Like I'm gonna take like only 3 months of vacation. I'm gonna go live there. Like I can work also, yeah, like something part time, so I don't waste a lot of money. So I feel that I'm not gonna lose anything. Uh, so uh, so thank you for saying that it's gonna go well for me. I'm
Yeah.
really scared because like I may go there and like people tell me that you're not a native speaker. How you are not a native speaker and gonna be like a New York Times bestseller or gonna publish with a major um, New York publisher. So I'm very scared of this idea of not being a native speaker, but
Hmm.
I have to shoot my shot, and I'm working on my English and my writing and my the craft of writing. I work on it every day, and Like I take feedback and I learn stuff and I learn techniques of writing every day too, and I feel the difference. Like the first book for me now is like it's all the bestseller and all good, but I feel that I can write better now
Hmm.
because I'm working every day on improving my writing.
I love that. I think that, whether it's writing for you or for anyone listening, whatever their passion is, I think that if you work at it a little bit every day, you're going to get better, you're going to improve. And like, if I work on something today, I might not necessarily see the improvement tomorrow, but
Yeah.
next week, next month, next year, you're going to start noticing that all that time that you're putting in is really paying off and helping you get towards that goal that you have.
Y- yeah, like putting a year into something, like whenever someone asks me to I want to do something, I tell them like put a year into it, not
Yeah.
just like put a week or a month and you want to see the results. Like at least put a year. Like Tim Ferriss have a quote, or he said in of his videos, like what if you're gonna spend the next 5 years doing this? Like imagine doing this for 5 years and imagine the progress and the level of mastery that you're gonna get to. So
Hmm.
the I feel that this is like a blessing, a curse in our age now, because everybody is like rushing the results, and it's gonna be very unique if you are patient. So if you are patient, you're gonna be very unique. Like only be patient, and you're like gonna be brilliant in anything.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think it's tough because, like you said, the the age that we live in right now, I think that it's a lot about instant gratification.
Yeah,
Like I want to see results now. I
yeah,
want, that satisfaction, that gratification right now. But being patient and playing that kind of long game is really special. And I guess my question for you is, how do you remain patient? You have some big goals and dreams. How do you remind yourself to stay patient, or what
yeah.
could someone listening do to have that perspective of patience?
Yeah, thank you for asking which person that made me say. Like, if you know Gary Vaynerchuk,
Yeah. Yep.
this person is like my godfather. Like, I've learned a lot of like this guy made me. I want to meet him so bad. Also, uh, this guy made me like he's made me the bestseller because I've applied his marketing ideas on my first book, and these ideas made me a bestseller. To return to your question, when he's talking about age, he's always telling the message of you are like too young. You are even if you are 40, even if I'm 35 now, and he's like 45, Gary V now, or 44, and he's always saying that he's only starting. So having also a perspective about like you have a lot of years to live, and like don't like uh, buy into the schedule of the society. I have I have a name for it. The schedule. The society have a schedule. I don't buy the schedule. Like you have to get graduated by this age, married by this age, having kids by this age. This schedule, if you're gonna follow it, like if you want, like do it. But if you have some other interest or dreams or aspirations, uh, and you like stick to this schedule, it's gonna screw your dreams. So I'm not letting this society schedule, like it takes a lot of effort, because also there is a lot of pressure here in Egypt on like you have to get married, you are getting old, and mothers or especially in the Arab countries are very insisting on getting married. So it's really hard to not stick to this society schedule. But also I'm having like um nourishing my mind and like putting into my head also the message of uh, it's you are younger than you think.
That's great, and I love that you mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk. I I love him. I think he's a great
Yeah,
person to learn from. With anything, whether it's business, entrepreneurship, or just other aspects. Like I think you could take his messages and apply it to your life. And it's funny that you mentioned, the whole thing with age and that we're younger than we think, because that's something I tell people all the time. I just turned 25, and I talk to people that are, being back in college, I talk to people that are younger than me, like in their early 20s and stuff. And I just say, like, you're a baby. I'm a baby too. Like, even you
Yeah.
at 35, you're still so young. And
Yeah.
I think that's just the perspective that really helps kind of free us in a sense. I know that for
Definitely.
me, at this age, it's, and I kind of took like a maybe untraditional path of, undergrad and then 2 years out of school, then back to grad school. But I feel like for people around my age, it's typically in the States, at least, where it's like, all right, you're getting to your mid to upper 20s, like you're going to get married soon, you're going to have kids soon, you should have a job that like you love and you're going to be working for the next 40 years in and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that was just kind of never me, like that, like you said, that schedule of society. I think that we get very wrapped up in it, or it's very easy for me to go on, Facebook or Instagram and see, yep, like that friend I went to school with, he just got married, she's just having a kid, like they're working for their job and stuff. Like, why? Like, I'm not doing that, so like what's wrong with me? But I think we all have our own schedule, and it's important to not get too caught up in what everyone else is doing in the world or what the society tells us we should be doing.
Yeah, and the funny thing that these people that are like doing the society's schedule, they they are jealous and they envy you for not following it. like
Yeah.
like a lot of people are telling me like you are very inspiring, Ali, that you have followed your dream and you become a bestseller and you're also pursuing the other dream of like publishing abroad. So, and a lot of them have kids and they got married and they found out that like they are not satisfied, but now they cannot get out of it. so so having also the other perspective of the people that you think that they have that they are happy or they are doing the right thing, like going into an authentic or a real conversation with them and asking them if they are happy or not, giving you a real perspective on what are you going to feel if you are doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Ali, I know that you mentioned that you're a best-selling author, and you know, on a surface level, if someone hears that you're a best-selling author, they're probably like, okay, that means you sold a lot of books, right? So
Yeah.
yes, like that's a part of being a bestseller. But on a more, like, if you could break it down, how did you become a best-selling author? What kind of things did you do that helped you get to that point?
Yeah, I can give you a like a crash course on on how to market your book. The first thing that you have to start marketing very early before publishing the book. Like what I have got testimonial from someone who was teaching positive psychology in Harvard, that he gave a testimonial about the book and I have put it in the book. I also got an introduction from a very famous speaker called Eric Edmeets. After that, um, I've made a list of around 20 influencers that I'm going to send the book to when it's published, with a special dedication on the front. And I sent them. Some of them did a shout out. Some of them didn't make anything with it. And you have to accept both of them. Also, there is a one influencer here in Cairo. He gives them content in English. He talked about the book, and since he talked about the book, it became a bestseller. But after learning more, I found when I consult people now, I tell them not only to make 20 list of 20 influencers, make a list of 20 podcasts. That's why I reached out to you. Make a list of 20 blogs that are in the same niche and try to contact this like all of these people and offer that you like for influencers offer the book, like for the blogs offer a guest blog, for podcast offer to being interviewed or and send the book. And this we're not pay anything in this. there is, if you want, if you have a little bit of money, you can make a book trailer and post it on YouTube. If you have some other money, you can make ads on whatever platform that you want. You can make professional content on video, especially on TikTok and other places. So that's how I became a bestseller.
That's
Like
awesome.
it takes a lot of work, not like you become a bestseller. And also, I've written a very good book. Like it took me 4 years to edit, to make it and edit it, and I have edited 7 times with my editor. So you
Wow.
have to write a very good book, and after that, like make a marketing plan as if it's rubbish. Yeah,
I love that. That's
yeah.
awesome. And I appreciate you sharing that.
Because also a lot of authors like think if I only write a good book, it's gonna be a bestseller. There is a lot of very good books that nobody knows about, and there are a lot of like average books that are very famous and very popular because the authors and the publishers worked on the marketing very hard.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And I like, that you're sharing kind of your process and how you became a bestseller because, like I said, if we talk to a random person on the street and they're like, "Oh, best-selling author, okay, you wrote a book, a lot of people bought it, that's all that happened." And yes, like in a nutshell, on the surface, that is what happened for you. But to know how much work that went into it, and like even just you saying like, I made a list of, influencers that I wanted to send it to. I made a list of blogs, podcasts, stuff like that, and just thinking about all the work that goes into it. And it's just crazy because there's to be an author or to be a quote unquote successful author or acclaimed author, you have to be a lot more than just a writer. You have to be a marketer. You have to be
Yeah,
someone that can, network and connect with people too.
especially in the nonfiction writing. In the fiction and the novels, you can be only an author, uh, like J.K. Rowling.
Hmm.
But in the nonfiction writing, especially in human development or nonfiction in general, like being an author, like grabs with it other careers, like being a speaker, being a consultant, being a coach, being an content creator on the social media. So if you like see all of the nonfiction authors in the world, they are also or having a podcast or having a blog or having a YouTube channel, or they consult companies. Like my role model, for example, I have three role models in writing: Robert Greene, Ryan Holiday, and Mark Manson. Robert
Okay.
Greene is also a consultant for a lot of corporation in the US. Ryan Holiday has his own company of marketing books. Mark Manson has his blog and has a monetization model for his blog. Like you have a subscription to his blogs. Also now he started making YouTube videos. So you have to have other careers that support
Hmm.
your marketing and your writing.
Definitely. And, just hearing you talk and hearing all that you've done and all that you're doing and knowing that you're a judge too, how do you find the time to do all this?
Uh, Actually, a lot of I get this from a lot of people, and
Yeah.
on the other side, I feel so lazy, and I feel that I'm wasting a lot of time. So I can tell you that I do is I um I don't waste time.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch TV. I try to not to scroll into social media. It's very like addictive, but I'm trying to not to scroll into social media. Uh, Also, like to be honest, like I'm privileged also with my work because I work only 3 days a week. Um, but I have some work at home to do with the cases also. So I only go to the court 3 days a week, and the rest of the work I do it in at home. So like do not waste your time, like like if you want to have a time to do all of this, like wake up early, start working early, uh, do not have a long phone calls with people that like you don't mean anything to you and you don't mean anything to them.
Hmm.
uh, uh, يعني focus on the task that gonna put you like in a closer to your goals. um, and I also as not as productive as you think. like I feel that I waste a lot of time. I sometimes I do dumb things in like concerning to publishing. I have to be successful also. I told you the things that worked. I tried a lot of other things that didn't work.
Yeah,
So I have paid some like book reviews website that didn't make any difference in sales of the books. I So I also waste a lot of time on trying other stuff, but this pays off also when you
hmm
become a consultant. They give experience to people that they don't try the things that doesn't work. So it pays off when you become an expert and you get money for your knowledge that you have paid to get.
definitely. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that that's a good point and a good message that when you're pursuing your dreams or your passions or just doing something you love, you have to start somewhere, and you're probably not going to be great at it or a professional at it, and you're going to probably make mistakes or learn from those things. But I think that like you said, it pays off in the sense that you might have made mistakes or quote unquote failed at certain things, but it's led you to where you're at, which is a best-selling author and a consultant, and like you said, you're getting paid for your knowledge, and without those mistakes or failures or whatever you want to call them, you probably wouldn't be quite who you are or where you're at with your career.
Yeah. Yeah, now I help people, like I'm in Egypt and I help people in the States publish their books on Amazon because I know some tips and tricks on how to make a bestseller book on Amazon, what keywords that you make, how to publish your book on Amazon. So from this experience, I get to help people in in the place where Amazon have been made on how
Yeah,
to publish on Amazon. So yeah, it pays off at the end. But it took a lot of years to get this knowledge and experience.
definitely. Yeah, it sounds like it's really paid off, and that's really cool that you're able to do that and help people, like you
Mm,
said,
mm,
in the States with Amazon, which is from the States and everything like that, all the way from
mm.
Egypt.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question, or I want to share or talk with you on something
Yeah,
because I'm really like thinking about starting writing regularly on Medium. If you know Medium, the website for writing.
yeah, yep.
Uh, do you have any experience with it?
Not with writing for them or
Uh,
anything.
no, I have published like 27 article on Medium,
Okay.
and like I made some money there. I also like for the listeners also I want to tell them like you can make money from writing without writing books, and I've heard about a lot of people that are writing on Medium and that they are making very good money. So, what do you think about like starting writing on Medium again? And you can also, because also it's like a social media platform, but for long form written content. Do you consider this, or can, what do you think about me also returning back to publishing there?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I haven't really thought much of it personally or looked into it much, but I think that's interesting, and you bring up some good points with it in terms of, do I think you should do that or go into it? It sounds like it could be something that you have a lot of knowledge on, and you could definitely do and help people through it, make a little money through it. So I would say
Yeah,
if you have the time to do it, because like I said, I know you're really busy, but if you
yeah,
have the time, I think it could be really awesome. And it could help you reach more people, and maybe reach more people in the States specifically. So kind of like
yes.
helping reach people and make connections before you even come to the States for those few months,
Uh,
and that might like almost get your foot in the door here a little bit.
yeah, that's a very good point. And also, I, I love Medium because it's very interesting. It's like YouTube for authors. Like you get paid for the claps and the likes that you get on every article. So I really love the idea and the business model of it, and I feel it's like giving a lot of um, opportunity for authors to make money out of the writing, because writing is one of the uh, most challenging career on making money out of your own art.
Yeah.
Like, if you know about NFT now, like from
Hmm.
the blockchain, they only also are drawings. Yeah, it can be used in publishing books, but like all the people are focusing on graphic design and drawing on NFT. So so I love when I found a way, when I find a way to make money out of writing, and I want to share it with other people, because I know a lot of people come to me now, and also I want to write, I want to make money from writing, I want to express myself, and I love to tell them about tools to make this happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really good point. Like writing is such a great form of art and such a great way to express yourself. And it's awesome to do. And I encourage anyone in the world, anyone listening to this to try writing if you haven't. But at the same time, like you said, it is tough. It's a tough field to make money on. It's a tough field to have a career in. So,
Yeah.
it's there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that is more than just like putting a pen to paper.
Yeah, writing is like the easiest part of the career.
Yeah.
Writing itself, like getting out there and make money, or getting fame, or getting like published, or getting recognized, is the most challenging part of the career.
It is. It is for sure. And I'll be the first to admit to anyone listening who might not know this. I've written and published a few books so far in my life, and super rewarding. I love doing it. But to be completely honest, just when I wrote those books and at the stage of my life, I really didn't have much knowledge or much money on publishing or marketing or anything like that. I didn't have that background, so unlike what you're saying you've done, Ali, I really didn't do much. I just kind of like published it and then put on Facebook like, hey everyone, like I published a book, which is cool. But like after doing
Yeah,
that and seeing like it really is hard to market, and I've been
yeah,
fortunate to make some money off my books. Nothing, nothing to quit my career for, but
yeah,
I've made some money, and it was always exciting to it's always exciting to get those you know those funds from book sales. But it's hard, and like I don't regret it by any means. But definitely to any like aspiring authors out there or people that want to become writers, I think definitely listen to what Ali's saying and think about it as like the business side of marketing. And like he said, writing is the easiest part of the career, honestly.
yeah, yes. uh, but also it to publish a book, it's like a very good step into, like, you have made a lot of you have went through a process that give you some experience of how to publish a book. And also I can like tell you other ways to like relaunch the book, or
Hmm.
like make a new campaign for them.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. And I think that's a good point too, right? Like, even though I've published books, and to anyone that's listening who maybe has published books already, um, even though like, you know, you're already out there and whatnot, like you just said, you can always relaunch it or start new campaigns, or, it's never too late, right? I mean, you even see maybe books by other people who they were written, years ago, but now they're just kind of becoming known, right?
yeah, yeah. Also, like I can share with you like an idea.
Yeah,
It's repackaging your content. Like, a book can be a course, can be a retreat, can be an audiobook, can be so you can take it can be a YouTube series. So whatever content that you have, you can repackage it in so many forms that can make you a lot of income from the same content that you have made.
that's a really good point. I really like that
Yeah,
because, if you're taking the time to write the book, which it takes a lot of time to write and to publish and edit and all that stuff, like
yeah,
if you can utilize that and make other forms of content with it and repackage it and everything that you just
yeah,
mentioned, I think that's a great strategic way to do it. And
yeah.
it definitely can create multiple kind of streams of income from the same idea.
Yeah, that's what I have done. Like, Like my book into hardcover, paperback, ebook, audiobook, and also I'm now translating it into other languages, like to get some more money from the same book.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, you know, Ellie, to anyone that's listening, if we've talked about something or you've talked about something that really resonated with them, or they want to, see what you're up to, follow your journey on social media and check out your books, what's the best place for people to connect with you or to see your content?
Uh, the best place to contact me is like through my email, Ali Zakaria. We can put it in the description. Ali
Yep.
Zakaria, ALIZAKARIA at me.com. And the best way to see my content, I have English content on Instagram and Arabic content on TikTok. And also I share some stuff on Facebook. So, but also I'm also like for English Instagram and for Arabic I'm on TikTok.
Perfect. And your books, are those
Yeah, they are available on like most of the online libraries,
okay?
Amazon in all forms, and on other platforms as an ebook, and also on Audible as an audiobook.
Okay, perfect. So those are all the places that you can check out content or even email Ali directly. And I will take everything that he just explained, all like the email address, the links to social media, places to get the books. I'll put that in the description of this episode. So if you just
Thank
want to go through the description, click around, definitely check it out. I know that it's really awesome, powerful stuff, with happiness and just being a happy person, having a positive life. So, just keep up the great content.
you.
And I'm excited. And, I think I'm gonna say, not, I think, I know that you're going to have a successful career as an author. And I know one day I'm just gonna see, a billboard or something that says you're a New York best times, times bestseller.
Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course, I'm excited to be a part of your journey and to see what you accomplish. And, is there any last words or thoughts that you have for anyone listening?
Uh, Surround your people with yourself with people like Zach, or like the people that have dreams and aspirations, because like it really changed my energy. Like whenever I see a friend who like depressed or don't have any aspirations, I get the energy from them. And whenever I sit with someone like Zach or Rob or whatever, someone who is also pursuing a dream, maybe a different dream, but you get energy from them. So spend as much as you can with these people.
I love that. I totally agree. Spend time with people that are going to fill you up, fill up your soul, give you that energy.
Yeah,
And I can wholeheartedly say that Ollie, you're one of those people for me. And to
thank
anyone listening, definitely reach out to him, check out his content. Even if you just follow him on Instagram, just following his content and seeing that positivity, I think that's going to give you a lot of energy, and it's definitely worth it. So I appreciate the last thoughts. I appreciate your time today. And
thank
again,
you so much.
just super excited to see where your journey goes. And, I'm excited. So, keep me
Yeah,
updated and let me know
me
if I
too.
can do anything for you.
Yeah, I'm also so fired up and really happy to talk to you today, Zach.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Likewise. And keep in touch. Let me know how I can help you, support you, make your life easier. And I know there's big things coming for you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Zach.
Talk to you
Okay,
later.
okay,
Bye.
bye bye.